Jordin Canada really coming into her own the last 4 games.
No doubt, Holly, and probably seriously benefited from last season without Sue getting as much playing time as she did. You see the starting lineup for Seattle. Natasha Howard, the lone member of that group. Chicago 5-2, Seattle 6-1. You ready, partner? This is going to be a fun one.
Ready, I'm buckled up.
Stevens and Stewart to jump it up, and Chicago wins the tip. First meeting of the season between these two teams. A reminder, each WNBA team will play 22 games in this condensed schedule, playing each opponent twice as that slithers out of bounds off of Chicago. Jewel Lloyd on the attack, couldn't finish. Steven kept it alive, though. Nice move from Quigley to evade traffic. Parker draws 2, passes out of it. Copper's jumper is good. Advantage on the offensive end. Lloyd, good effort on the defensive end to break that up and help Seattle come up with a steal. Lloyd straight on from 3.
Yeah, now against Phoenix, she was 5 for 7 from 3-point range.
Stevens lays it in, getting some space.
Because you get her in which looks like a crowd, and she still finds the open player.
Quigley comes up with a steal, 2-on-1. She will take and hit from 15. Not want to get Chicago running.
Not at all, but when you don't have Jordin Canada to press up and stop the flow, beautiful pass there by Stewart.
Stewart, just incredible handle at her size all the way in.
Side with the body.
Stewart hits for her Achilles, playing overseas of the 2019 WNBA season. Missed the whole year, came back, played in some of the Team USA tour this past winter, and has looked excellent to begin this WNBA season in 2020. Stewart flashes at the block, turns, and hits right on cue.
Yeah, gets a steal.
3-on-1 developing. Clark will lay it home, and a nice burst from Seattle. Seattle an 8-0 run over the last minute and 53 seconds. Parker surrounded, squeezes it out to Copper. Parker gets it back, passes out of the double again. Quigley connects. She is money from 3. Cut from Vandersloot, just lost it. Here comes Lloyd. Lloyd accelerates, kicks. Stewart feeds her in the corner. Lloyd short. Howard there for the follow. Phoenix, and knows if the D is there, the O will follow. Whitcomb catch, fire, and hit from 3. Team 3 Seattle run, and a 6-point first quarter cushion. Quigley, the pull is good. Allie Quigley. Howard, travel. And we'll have a timeout on the floor.
Leading the WNBA by quite a margin.
Yeah, incredible. This would be the 4th season that Vandersloot has averaged more than 8 assists per game. As Stewart lays it in transition, the only other player in WNBA history to ever have a season averaging 8 assists per game, Tisha Penicheiro, and she did it just once.
Tisha Penicheiro, I still get chills when I see her highlights. So, you know, we're kind of losing that time where we see the pass first point guard, right?
Yeah.
Tisha Penicheiro, but seems like many point guards now are more scoring point guards.
Remember when we used to play a little Who Am I game on the air during our broadcast, and Tisha would always tweet the answers.
She knows all the answers.
We appreciated that. How about
vote getters, at least from me. But you have to talk about A'ja Wilson, too. Boy, she is playing great basketball. WNBA Player of the Week, I believe.
Yes.
And
the Western Conference Player of the Week, and Courtney Vandersloot, the Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
Both triple-double. Candace Parker will have some say on that MVP as well. She has been playing fantastic.
Mag, big to big, pick and roll.
Moving so well. I mean, as Cheyenne Parker drains the long one, you have Ezzy that you can kind of slide into that position that seems to be working well with Stewart and fitting in extremely well.
Whitcomb's three is good. Assist in this opening quarter.
Yeah, she looks so focused. And she's running the team as well, basically from the point guard spot.
Gabby Williams can't hit. Good effort by Parker. DeShields throws it away. Here comes Tuck. Finds the cutter and Whitcomb. The lead for Stewart for two.
Scores have been super easy, just gliding to the rim. James Wade has got to make some kind of adjustment on her.
DeShields in the corner, no. Boy, for anyone who had forgotten just what an incredible basketball player Breanna Stewart is, they are being reminded loudly at the beginning of this season and in this first quarter. 10 points, 5 assists for Stewart as Whitcomb finds just enough space to finish. She has 8 points and 4 assists. And a foul is called. Whitcomb and Stewart were there. 10 assists in the quarter for Seattle. Vandersloot dribbles out of it, finds Parker, and a nice strip from Sill. Has been able to be efficient on offense with Stewart leading the offense.
Yeah, it's almost unbelievable how long it took Sammy Whitcomb to really stick in the WNBA. And
Holly's definitely going to have that wingspan for us by the next Seattle game on our air.
No doubt.
Shot clock turned off. Canada back in for this final possession. Canada finds Magbagor for another bucket. Ezzy Magbagor, 3 of 3 from the floor in her 4 minutes, and that will do it for the first quarter. Seattle puts up 30.
They get more physical, bump some cutters, get back in transition defense, get in front of the drive.
The 33 points for Seattle, their most in any quarter yet this season, as DeShields gets for number 8.
And there it is. You got to be able to anticipate when those cracks come and give yourself a place to retreat.
In Peytonville, there's lots.
Lloyd circling, kicking, Canada. Stewart back in for Seattle after a big first quarter as Clark rattles in a 3.
Good read.
Minnesota Lynx.
I like what I saw from the Indiana Fever last night. Marianne Stanley has done a nice job with that young team, getting them to gel, and they still don't have all their pieces. Natalie Achanwa still waiting on Erica Wheeler. They could be a scary team down the stretch.
Parker, Vandersloot back in for Chicago. Stewart the cut and the finish on the delivery from Clark.
I mean, she had ears that were supposed to be defending Breanna Stewart, and neither one of them got it done.
Another bucket on the inside. Young studs from Oregon. 2 to shoot. Vandersloot will. And she got the foul called. And if it's on Canada, and I believe it is, it's...
Heads-up play by Vandersloot, and smart, and with the understanding that Canada has 2 fouls, and they should absolutely take it at her.
Blau, well-explained text. It's like the most gratifying. I wonder if that could have been away from where her natural point of release would have been. That would be my counter to it, LaChina.
I'm gonna say no, but we haven't seen that one.
Under a minute to go in this first half. Lloyd gets fouled.
To get into the paint.
Studio will take you around this busy night in the WNBA. Stewart on the move. The leaner is good. 14 points, 6 assists on 6 of 9 shooting for the former MVP. Parker pivoting, denied by Stewart. Shot clock fading, jump ball coming. Stewart wins the tip. What a play. Clark down court to Whitcomb, who lays it in. What a thing of beauty from Seattle to end this first half. In 18
South, you heard Courtney Vandersloot say, we haven't been tough enough on defense. That's where they have to start to get back in this game.
All right, Holly, well, we'll see if Chicago can bring a better effort here from Alicia Clark.
Well, we heard from James Wade on the sound earlier. He said this is a championship team, and he's right. I mean, Seattle.
Salters, who's there in the NBA bubble, she got me some Pelican stuff if I can get Alvin Gentry an orange hoodie. So trust me, I'm on the prowl for an orange hoodie.
That is a trade-off.
I love that. Stewart from three, it's good. Breanna Stewart.
But only if it's Zion gear. I think that's the only way it's a fair trade. It's got to be a Zion jersey.
Ooh, that'd be good. So you're going to be the negotiator for Holly now.
Yeah, I'm starting it right now.
Parker at it, stripped by Howard. Howard can't lay it in. Vandersloot the rebound. Quigley will give it back to Vandersloot. Copper. Good first step to get around Howard. And a foul called against Chicago. And
Oh, yeah. That'll get you a tech. That gesture at the official.
Has not played since the season opener against Vegas due to an ankle bone bruise. Played very well in that game. She has started to work out and is getting closer to returning for Chicago. She's an important piece.
She is.
.com to check the leaderboard to see how your team stacks up against the rest of the league.
They stepped it up from the 7 o'clock game. They just had to get a little dinner under them, you know, get dessert.
That's true.
Get to the television. To ask if she was supposed to be going to the other end. Maybe she thought it was.
Lloyd had it poked from behind by Quigley. Canada's runner, no. And a chance here for Chicago. They've trailed by as many as 21 in the quarter. And suddenly,
in the first half.
Chicago, a +9 in the quarter. They're 6 of 7 from the floor. Nice find, Magbegor, and a foul is called against Van.
He's like, bad shots, turning the ball over, it's back to playing composed, calm basketball.
Keep leads that they've gotten up big in some of their games, but they've allowed teams to get back in it. So we'll see if they can refocus here in this second half of the third quarter.
Quigley, the no-look inside Ruthie Hebert.
That's what we know about Ruthie Hebert, that if she can get the ball in the paint with 2 feet down there, she can finish. She has good concentration, good focus, and look at how she's able to challenge.
And missed them both. An opportunity here for Chicago.
But I think they've got to put more pressure on Seattle to really guard them at the rim off the bounce.
To your point, they've shot just 4 free throws thus far in this game. Clearly not completely right physically, and right now banged up, dealing mostly with inflammation.
She was brilliant in their last game. You could start to see her show spurts of the old diamond, what we saw last year.
Stevens hits the first. Rebound. Coming off a bit of a struggle against Connecticut, and it's not been loud so far tonight. 8-point game, though. Magbegor lays it in.
I am loving the Ezi Magbegor and Ruthie Hebert. 2 rookies going toe-to-toe.
How about Azurá Stevens on the Vandersloot? 7 assists now for Vandersloot. Lloyd, oh, gets rejected emphatically by Courtney Vandersloot.
Oh, boy. Courtney Vandersloot definitely got a piece of the wrist of Jewell Loyd on that block. That was not clean.
Vandersloot draws a crowd. Stevens with 6 to shoot. Copper with 4. Looking for space. Copper couldn't swivel it in. The putback. Canada having trouble. Finally got it to Wickham. Sammy Wickham. The entry to Ezzy. Magbagor, the footwork, couldn't finish. The follow, no. A third time is the charm for Ezzy. Magbagor with 10 points now. Underneath, Ruthie Hebert lays it in.
It's time for you to receive the ball because the shooters have to be respected.
Stewart looking for help. Much better D on her in this third than in that first half. Stewart's three is good. Brianna. Well,
it's going up. It's going up.
Yeah. So a reason why Brianna Stewart is the most decorated player in collegiate basketball history. And a couple of rebounds and a block as Magbagor misses.
Free throw line.
Magbagor. Copper lost it. Wickham saves it. And Stewart flags it down. Stewart eyes up, finds Wickham. You bet. On a three. Sammy Wickham now 15 points, 6 assists, 3 steals.
Or perfect transition offense.
And she's so ready to go. And hop.
Yeah, she was undrafted. She actually got cut by Chicago in training camp and almost gave up on her dream of playing in the WNBA. Her game together in Germany, Slovakia, and really found her way in the WNBA.
In Peytonville.
Well, Sammy Wickham and Brianna Stewart have really led the way for Seattle tonight. Still without Sue Bird, without Epiphany Prince. Wickham, pull-up jumper, yeah, of course, why not? Unique opening half. But Seattle finished the quarter strong and was able to build the lead back up after Chicago had momentum for most of the third.
Well, they sealed off the paint. There was a stretch where Jewell Loyd hits the mid-range jumper. Well, they sealed off the paint. There was a stretch where Jewell Loyd hits the mid-range jumper. There was a stretch where Chicago was getting
justice in the brutal death that she suffered at the hands of police. The WNBA players have made this issue a forefront. I just thought it was really special that her name and draw attention to the often forgotten victims of police brutality, Black women in our country.
Yeah, Holly, and it's interesting how now people are starting to associate Breonna Taylor's murder and the seeking out of justice for her killing as the WNBA wants to continue to push for justice for Breonna Taylor like the WNBA is doing. So they have made their mark and really fighting. And they had a Zoom call with her mom. They've done so much to just really educate themselves on what, and Seattle is good enough on their own on offense. They don't need extra possessions, and if you get it to them, they're going to get a big lead like we've seen Seattle have in stretch. Tremendous effort. That's what you want to see, and they're up 15 points.
Stevens a big through a 12-point game. Canada using the Stewart screen. Hits her on the roll. Brianna Stewart.
Start to anticipate it and drop back into help position a little earlier. Right there.
Boom. Guy. Seattle, the only remaining team with just one loss. Howard on another gorgeous dime from Canada.
You're absolutely right.
His vocabulary, he's an incredible writer.
That's probably where she's getting some of hers from.
You think so?
He's texting her during the broadcast.
I need Steve to text me vocab words during the broadcast.
Please do it.
Canada Chicago will lean that way. A couple subs headed to the table. Vandersloot giving it up to Williams, who has been quiet in this game. Copper gets fouled by Howard.
Very, very close with her brother, and those are last game on Saturday.
Oh, boy.
And
they need to be modeling like
incredible
right now. Beautiful children.
I love that. As an uncle, I love that story. Get this is the WNBA app.
All the basketball you could want.
I mean, I was just thinking that, LaChina. I mean, so many hoops on national TV. And, you know, if you're wondering about scheduling, you can always go to WNBA.com and check out, you know, when we have games. We talk about the 6 straight days of doubleheaders, but we have more coming this coming weekend. The 15th and 16th of August, we have back-to-back doubleheaders again. DeShields the cut, couldn't finish. Rebound squirts over to Laz. Their starters in the game, up 18, 1:30 to go.
Yeah, I would imagine there are a couple subs at the table. They should be coming out soon.
Chicago has gone to its bench. Good hands by Stewart. Canada comes up with a steal and can't lay it in. Stewart, the offensive rebound, will wind some more clock. Coming on.
The other night, whew, I don't know, Leon Odom got that first pass. And I felt a certain way that they had to run that back.
You know, Holly Rowe doesn't just give us injury updates on the game. We're broadcasting. Holly, what do you got for us on Kennedy Carter? Yeah, and hopefully all is clear with Kennedy Carter, and we see her back on the floor sooner than later. As Diamond DeShields just bulldoze. Come on, I'm in the game with under a minute to go, and I get hit like that. Duck, the crab dribble, and the flip. 35 seconds to go. Hebert has been a bright spot in this one for Chicago. Excited to see how she builds off this performance, the rookie. That runner won't go for Stella Johnson. Canada will walk it up, and Seattle can dribble this one out. A very impressive and authoritative win for the Seattle Storm, as they remain the WNBA's only one-loss team. Seattle taking down Chicago 89-71 the final.